Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and today is October the 17th. I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation. I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.O.D Recovery Services. H.O.O.D is an acronym if you're new to the program. H.O.O.D, that means Hope Offered on Demand. And so we're looking forward to creating content daily for you. If you need to reach me, please feel free to do so in the comments below, or you can just go ahead and reach out to me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Introduce yourselves and let me know how your recovery is going. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the Just for Today. I caught a quick glimpse but didn't get the title. The Truth. Oh, this should be good. October 17th is entitled The Truth. Everything we know is subject to revision, especially what we know about the truth. That comes from our basic text, page 94. Many of us thought we could recognize the truth. We believed the truth was one thing, certain and unchanging, which we could grasp easily and without question. The real truth, however, was that we often couldn't see the truth if it hit us square in the face. Our disease colored everything in our lives, especially our perception of the truth. In fact, what we knew about the truth nearly killed us. Before we could begin to recognize the truth, we had to switch our allegiance from our addiction to a higher power, the source of all that is good and true. The truth has changed our faith in a higher power. The truth has changed as our faith, in a higher power has grown. I like that. As we've worked the steps, our entire lives have begun to change through the healing power of the principles of recovery. In order to open the door for that change, we have had to surrender our attachment to an unchanging and rigid truth. The truth becomes purer and simpler each time we encounter it. And just as the steps work in our lives every day, if we allow them, our understanding of the truth may change each day as we grow. Just for today, I will open my eyes and my heart to the changes brought about by the steps. With an open mind, I will understand the truth in my life today. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please and thank you. Wow, the truth. Everything we knew about the truth got us to where we were, nearly killed us. Powerful. This is a powerful Just for Today meditation. Everything we know is subject to revision, especially what we know about the truth. So here's the thing. The truth is known for not changing. It has a reputation for not changing. Or at least there's this stereotype about the truth that it doesn't change. This is a myth that the truth does not change. If that were the case, our living truth, which were that we were actively using drugs and we were addicts, active addicts. That was the truth before we stopped using and started applying the principles of this program. Today, that is not the same truth. We are recovering addicts. We are addicts, but we are not using today. That in itself, that means the truth has the potential to change. And it changes based on the here and now, based on reality, based on what is going on right now in this moment. The truth is, in about less than an hour, I have to wake up one child and set him in motion to get ready. We leave in exactly 1 hour after I wake him up. The second child will be given notice 10 minutes before I leave with the first child to wake up and come along for the nice morning ride, something warm in hand to drink, and he may or may not want to go along. But most of the time, he loves to see his brother off to school. That child and I return, and his morning is set in motion. But he is not like the first child. He doesn't need a full hour. He can get ready in 30 minutes. And so the last 20 minutes of his prep time before he needs to leave and get on the bus across the street is our softening, conditioning his curls, his afro, picking it out to make it look as big and large and as beautiful as possible. That's the time we spend together right before he puts on a coat, he puts on shoes, his backpack. That's the truth. That's my reality. And that is something that generally happens every day, just like that. But here's the thing. Any given moment, any given day, that truth of my morning routine can change. One child can wake up in a funk. The other child can wake up in a funk. And that will automatically set me into a funk. That beautiful routine can be disrupted. And instead of leaving at 7 sharp, I end up leaving at 7:05. 7:05 is the wrong time for me to leave the house because there are a ton of teenagers that are just learning how to drive. And there's at least 30 cars waiting to turn into the high school, which happens to be the same direction that I need to go. So now, at 7:05, my mind is set on one thing: how to get to the school safely without a car accident, dealing with a bunch of teenagers that could care less about the fact that I'm trying to get someone in the middle school to school, and their driving experience is not that great, and they're rushing, and they're rushing. I said all of that to say that this just for today in a meditation is talking to us about the truth and the real truth. The truth is, I have a beautiful routine for my mornings. The real truth is that there are too many variables that can change that truth. And the real truth is, I better have a second plan in place to deal with the real truth, which is I have absolutely no control over the attitude, mood, position that other people are going to wake up in other than my own. That's the real truth, is that I am not only powerless over drugs, right? I'm not only powerless over the disease of addiction, I'm powerless over people, places, and things. However, in that real truth, there is always going to be another set of tools, a B plan, that you can go to so that you can cope with reality, regardless to the day, the time, the hour, and how it changes based on what? What other people do or do not do. The real truth about who I am is that I'm a work in progress, that as I become more clear about who I am, more self-discovery, my truth even changes, which will require that the people in my circle have a plan B for the real truth, right? They must have a plan to encounter me with my new revelations. Okay, let me keep this real simple because I want to move on to the other meditation. When I stopped using drugs, there was a certain person that walked through the door, and that person had been used to changing reality, my perception of it, my perception, how I thought about what was going on in the here and now. I used drugs to change my perception, and so did you. Walk into the program, I'm not using anymore. I began to see more clearly. The fog is starting to lift. And what I can see is that now there were certain things that were in my environment that were triggering. They didn't make me use, they were triggering. Because whether I'm high or whether I'm clean, the reality is I still don't have control or power over people, places, and things. So when people, places, and things start to set their agendas in mode, and I don't like them, and they don't make me feel good on the inside, well, I can probably tolerate it, especially if they're helping me get high today, right? So let me just take one more. And so I continually was adjusting. I continued to adjust how I perceived everything and everyone, right? I needed to do that to be able to function. So when I stop getting high, they don't change just because I stop getting high. They might need to get more high because now I am clean. And that will not be happening. Not in my house. Oh, no, you don't. Don't go in my purse. How dare you? That's a line that I drew in the sand and you better not cross it. Oh, don't put your hands on me. Don't lie to me. I know that you're seeing other people. Okay, so I used to have so much money in my account, and then today, who told you to use that money? Your name is on the account, but we have an agreement. Oh, so don't think that just because you got clean, that everyone around you is going to be okay with that. Hopefully, they want the best for you. But when it comes down to their world having to change, you not enabling them, right? You not just winking at their messiness anymore. They probably don't have the same tools that you do to deal with that. So expect some blowback from you getting clean and changing your life. Expect that. Just expect that. It may not happen and it may happen. It may not happen today, but it might happen in a month. Expect for there to be some adjustment period to the fact that you're clean today, that you're dad for real today. Yeah, that you are a father for real today, that your mom today, that your 12-year-old is going to probably be upset when you wake up clean and you tell her, I don't know what you think you're doing, but if you don't go in there and wash that makeup off your face, I'll wash it off for you. We're not doing that. Your name ain't Beyonce. No, we're not doing that today. Go in there and change. And I mean change now. Expect for the people in your circle to have an issue with your real truth, which your real truth is that you are becoming more and more of who you were meant to be without the drugs. Your thinking is clearing up. You are making better decisions. And even though you're making better decisions today, guess what? Over a period of time, you'll find out that some of those good decisions still failed, but you will have the tools to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and make a different decision, one that really works based on your experience, strength, and hope. Everything we know is subject to revision, especially what we know about the truth. And that is because truth is often fluid. It moves with time and in the present, here and now. Just like we do. And if we make an idol out of what we thought was the truth and forever bow down and worship that revelation or definition of what we thought was the truth, while you're bowed down and trying to be dogmatic about that truth, reality is passing you by. And when people get fed up with you and you get fed up with you and you decide to come away from being so rigid all the time, you won't even be able to play catch up. You will just have to go through the adjustment of accepting that you might have missed a few things because things had to be set in stone for you. Don't be that person. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to stay fluid, able to adjust to the real truth, however it displays itself, without having to put an emotion on it. We're trying to remain emotionally clean without having to put abusive words behind it, actions, or a drug on top of it. I know you can do it. You've been doing it thus far. Can you perfect it? Can you get it better? Absolutely. But you won't always get it right. And that's the main thing, is that you open your eyes and your heart to the changes brought about in your life by recovery. That you will keep an open mind and understand the truth in your life today. It has the ability to heal us. It has the ability to change us in a way that we probably never imagined. That second paragraph hit it on the head. The truth has changed as our faith in a higher power has grown. I wonder why that would be. You know why? Because we're no longer in the business of fixed managing and controlling every single thing. We have the ability to be fluid, to be able to trust the process, and that no matter what happens, I'm not going to use about it. I'm not going to lay my hands on you. I'm not going to lay my words on you. And I'm definitely not about to put one more in my body to change what is happening, my perception of what is happening. My name is MightyStream. I enjoy talking to you today. I want you to focus on what your truth is. What is the truth in your here and now? And if you can focus on what your truth is in the here and now and grab that tool belt of recovery and pull out those spiritual principles, I guarantee you, when I say have a beautiful day on purpose, it will not be that hard to do. When someone is lying in your face, you'll know exactly what spiritual principle to apply. Honesty, right? Self-acceptance. Sometimes grace. Sometimes people be lying to you and they don't even realize that they are a pathological liar, that they actually believe their lies. Compassion, diplomacy, the ability to address the fact that they're lying in a manner that is non-aggressive. Oh, come on now, just stop, because you and I both know that is not the truth. That's your truth. But my perception of that is that I've seen different. What you're telling me, I've seen you do. I've seen you do different. That's not what I have seen you do as the truth. But if you believe that, okay, and keep it moving. We don't have to stand up for these non-existent virtues anymore. We just need to apply the spiritual principles of this program to our lives and allow other people, places, and things to do themselves as we continue to move on and move forward and move up. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day on purpose.